يلا بسم الله مش عارف السدس واحدة ثلاثة أعوذ بالله السميع العليم. الحمد لله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد نبيه وآله وصحبه أجمعين. The days of Ramadan are getting closer, and we still talk about some of the issues with the Ramadan. Because this masjid, it has a lot of sick people. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal, the Almighty, to heal them. Ameen. And ask Allah Azza wa Jal to take their hardship. So we chose to start today about the rules for the sick in fasting. And the week is always the mess of everything. So his rules has to be before the rules of the healthy people. All sick people are not the same. First, you have to see when do you think you're going to be healed. So the sick people are divided too. Those who don't expect them to be healed, like the Alzheimer and old age, and people cannot fast. These they are not required to fast, and becomes to that they have to feed you. Allah said for those who cannot do it, they have to feed one needy person every time. Either have to do half a grain of food or to give a full meal, either a ready meal or he is it's like 3 kilos of food. So you multiply 30 days, so it's 45 kilos for a whole month. And your choice, either go to in the first good month or the end. Some of the scholars they made it very tight. It's not to do it except on the day that best, not on the future. But Allahu Alam, it's a wide area. You could do it at any time. These are the ones with the terminal illness. But the ones who are not terminally ill, and we expect healing for them, these people they wait for Allah's mercy and Allah's ease. So if the disease is went away, then they could re-fast some other days. So it's very clear. Those who are terminally ill, they have who are terminally ill, then they those who are not terminally ill, they wait till their illness is gone and then they fast, make up for the fasting. But those who are terminally ill, they have to feed for each day one needy. It's like 3 kilos of food or one meal. You don't have to bring 30 miskit. He could, and he could have, he could, he could feed the one person the whole 30 days, or gives a family. And this is different from in the Yamin, in the swearing. Allah mentioned 10 needies, so it has to be 10 different. And if you give more. With the sick are not the same. We have easy diseases. Does not make the fasting very hard. Like if you have headache or runny nose, for those they're gonna be affected by fasting. Then they're not supposed to break. These are not the ones who have that ease to break their fast. When does it come to the people? Those are terminal who make it hard for them to fast. That's more than the normal hardship that a healthy person can go. Because we fast and we're healthy, of course it is hardship. The heat. So there is no obligation without hardship, but some are easy to do. People can do it, but it goes beyond their burden. That's where the ease from Allah comes in. So the hardship bring ease. So if the sick it's hard for him to fast, that's beyond his ability, then they're allowed, and it is recommended for him to break his fast because Allah loves to get his ease just like his obligations. Some people are they some people they overburden themselves, but don't overburden yourself because you have to do exactly what is cleared by what the Prophet ﷺ told us. So you worship Allah just like the Prophet ﷺ explained, and the whole religion is a two statement. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. I bear witness there is no God but Allah to follow and to obey, and I believe that Muhammad ﷺ could show us how to worship Allah Azza wa Jalla, how to do it the first one. There's another part that they get hardship, like either it will increase if the fasting going to make them that they're going to be affected their health to the point where the scholar they said that his fasting is void and not accepted because he refused Allah's ease in breaking his fast. Allah had gave him a charity on him, so I have to accept his charity. Whoever do not accept his charity, Allah does not accept his work, of course. Ameen. Ameen. Let's go to another subject that's important. What are the things that are going to break the fast from medicine? And by the way, there is a decision by International Islamic Conference in its 10th conference in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia in 1997, so about 20 years ago. The scholars they met with experts of doctors and they looked into some of the things that may break the fast, and they came up to this decision which we're going to discuss. They delayed decision on some issues, but they came up with decision later on. The decisions were decided that certain things were not considered break your fast: the eye drop and the ear drop, or the ear wash, or the nose drop, or the spray in the nose, as long as you don't swallow, even if something comes to your throat. don't swallow it. So anything that not come from the normal, so the eye drop or the ear drop or the ear wash or the nose drop or spray, none of this is break the fast. As long as you avoid swallowing what comes to your throat. The second thing, the things that you put under the tongue to stop the heart attack. I mean, it will dissolve. Listen, this will not break the fast. Also, what goes annually from bills or like a telescope or fingers to check the percent or to put anything in the womb of the woman, that also does not break the fast. Whatever goes into the urination from male or female, from any telescope or anything for radiation or something to clean that area. So anything goes from the urination part, that's not from the things that breaks the fast. How about uh, take take your teeth or using the siwak or brushing your teeth. All of this is okay as long as you don't swallow. If you feel it, just spit it, don't swallow it. To when you make a wudu, you gargle, but to overdo it, unless you do it, but you don't do it when you're fasting. To wash your, as long as you don't swallow what goes into the mouth when you gargle or the mouthwash, and all uh, and anything you take from a needle, it is okay, except the only one that will break the fast is the one that you take to give you energy, as to replace the food. And if someone goes through a surgery and they put him, they give him anesthesia. If he if he was asleep 24 hours, not wake up, this one is not fasting. To make you fasting, for those who have anesthesia, first of all, you have to have that intention the night before, and to be awake in the daytime, even 1 second. So if you wake up any time during the daytime and you have the intention the night before that you're going to fast, that your fast is accepted. But if you did not wake up, then you have to redo that day. Another issue, what comes to the body through the skin, like all the uh, all kind of cream and stuff like this. All of this does not break your fast because it did not go through the normal area, which is the mouth, to eat. So any medicine that go through the skin, that's not breaking your fast. Putting a camera in the veins to track the heart is not breaking the fast. Or to do it through the stomach, or to take to use surgery through the camera, or to take samples from the liver or other parts. It's not from the things uh, uh, does not break your fast unless it comes with liquids that's going to give you energy. The camera by itself will not break your fast unless liquids goes with them to feed. Any anything that goes to the brain is not going to break the fast. The non-intentional throwing up, if you throw up naturally, but if you do it intentionally, that will break your fast. But if you do it unintentionally, you didn't mean to, and you throw up, then it does not break your fast. The Muslim doctor need to give an advice to the patient to delay to delay anything to after you break your fast. If it does not affect the health or stress, the best that he will advise him to delay the medicine until you break the fast. If does not affect the condition of the patient. What are the issues that they delay? The the spray that you use for uh, or to take blood for a checkup. Needles that are used to clean the uh, kidneys. What enters the anal of uh, for checkup, and all operations with complete anesthesia. And he was not given anything to give him food. And these are the issues that they wanted to research it for. They want to research it more. So let's take them very quickly in order and see how they came up with those decisions. First, to use the spray for your lungs. It does not break your fast because it is pressured gas that goes to your lungs. It's not food, and you need it in Ramadan and other times. That's why the scholars they say that the medicine, as a patient that will inhale to the lungs, not to the stomach, it is not food, nor it is closer to eating or drinking, so it does not break your fast. This is the final verdict on that issue. How about the hijama, which is to do the taking the blood in certain areas? Does it break your fast? The hijama is to cut place in the part and to suck the blood from it as a cure. Using that tab, it is recommended because the Prophet ﷺ said if there is something of your medicine is good uh, in drinking honey or touching the uh, and to use to iron the face, and this is something that he did not like, alayhi salatu wasalam, and to do the hijama. So he said the best that you could use for medicine is hijama. Now, does it break the fast or no? The three Abu Hanifa, Malik, and Shafi'i, that does not break the fast. So the majority that it does not break the fasting, because Bukhari said from Abu Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he made hijam while he was having ihram and while he is fasting. Because Ibn Abbas saw the Prophet Sallallahu doing this while he was doing ihram during Hajj and when he was fasting. And Ibn Abbas and Ikram, they said that fasting from what it enters, not what comes out. You are fasting from not entering anything, not to give something out. You don't bring anything inside, not anything that comes out. And the mother of Alqamah, she said, we used to hijab on Aisha when we were fasting, and my cousin Aisha never told them not to. Imam Ahmad, he said that the hijama does break your fast because of the hadith that the Prophet ﷺ said the person who make the hijama and the one who receives it are both breaking their fast. So how did the scholars, how did they answer about something like that? And how they adopted that saying that the hijama does not break your fast? Ibn Abdul Barr and others, they say that this hadith is mansukh, meaning it was in the last Hajj, and it has another interpretation. That means they have caused the breaking the fast. So the one who made the hijam, why is he breaking his fast? He said because it requires that person to suck some of the blood. So he might receive something to his throat when he sucked the blood with his mouth. And the one who's doing the hijama, he could be weak, but he has to break his fast. So if nothing of the blood came to his throat and he did not have to break it up, then there's nothing wrong. He could be fasting. And maybe the best thing to say in this issue, for those who get weak by doing the hijab, they need to delay it till night time. You don't have to do it at daytime. Do it at night after you break your fast, because you might have to break your fast anyway because you might get weak. And Mutta Malik, that he made hijama when he was fasting, then he broke his fast. And if he fasts, he don't break his fast. He don't make hijama until he break his fast. In summary, that hijama does not break your fast. How about you give your blood for analysis? That blood, if it is a little bit, and everything that they take for analysis is usually not much. And it's not like the blood they take out of for hijama. So if that happens, then you don't need to redo that day. That they distinguish between what is easy and what is abundance of blood. The difference is just is what's known in the area. There's a rule. Everything that is general in Shar goes back to what is known. Like the Prophet said, the two people who are trading are by choice until they disperse. So if we did this, so if somebody is sitting in a room and they made an agreement, if they went to the bathroom, if they separated, if we took a cigarette break or went outside and came back, does that mean they change? So anything in general in Shar, you take it back to what is known locally. When you sell the gold, it has to be equal or is to receive. What is the, do you put in your hand? If I went to the bank, I told him to put it in my account. This putting it in my bank account, is it receiving? No. In the norm right now, this is receiving. If someone put it in your own bank account, that means you have received that money. So anything that is general in Islam, you go back to what is normally known in the society. And the Sheikh is using different vocabulary for the same word. So the same thing with taking the blood for analysis. If it is little, then does not break your fast unless it is too much. How about the needles that goes from the annually? Sheikh Islam Taymiyyah, he said, it does not break your fast because he said this is not food, no drinks, and it's not even close to it. It is given, so it will wash the stomach. So there's nothing for the body to use, and you do it either to prepare for surgery or something of that sort. How about anesthesia? Now we have said before that all needles are not the ones that are going to break your fast. The only exceptions is the needles that are used to give energy, to give food, to replace the nutrition. And for those who are absent-minded, those who are not conscious, if they have made their intention that he's fasting and he continued even for 1 second, as long as he woke up during the daytime, it is okay. And Shafi said that any man who has 2 days in Ramadan did not drink or eat, said he need to replace because he stayed 2 days, he did not wake up at all. So if he woke up days after this and then he woke up during the daytime, that it is okay. Ibn Qudama, may Allah peace with him, said whenever you pass out, most of the day, you don't wake up in any part of the day, it's not accepted his fasting. And he said, as my teacher said, Shafi and Ahmad. So whoever was asleep and woke up during the day, whether it's beginning of the end, so you have to have intention the night before. But if he did not wake up at all this whole day, that whole day is not going to use it. This is summary of what the verdicts on the in this subject and the thing that break your fast in medicine. We still have one area to conclude with. Those who work in hard jobs, who work in front of the oven to bake, or those who work in the areas where it's very extreme heat, they are the ones that were addressed in Siyam. But they have to keep that intention of fasting at night. If he cannot continue, complete, then we go to the rule. If it gets too calamity, if it gets too hard, then the ease are coming. How about the day, the countries that the day is it's like 20 hours, 22 hours, and this is not an imaginary uh, example. When I was in Denmark, we prayed Isha at 12, and we prayed Fajr at 2:10. I've seen this in my eyes. But the best thing about it, you don't go to work at 2 and 2:30, you go back to work. You go to work at 9. So at least this is a trick that you don't have to. So we work just like others, but Allah Azza wa Jal, it has rule to through for fitr. But anyway, whenever the day and night is different in the 24 hours, then you have to go with the times in prayers and in fasting. If there is a separation between day and night in 24 hours, then you go to times in the prayers and in fasting. However, this is very hard for them, then he can break his fast. And with indifferent needs, when the time change. But don't take the fasting lightly. Don't rush to break your fast. If you can fast, fine. If you can't, you're hard. Alhamdulillah, Allah gave us an ease. Then they break their fast and they have to make up for those days. And this is from the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal with His servants who allow this. Allah do not want to burden you. And if anything, any burden beyond your norm, like the students who are doing their residency in medicine, they, even though the student decide himself to decide when days to do that exam, it's you are the one who chose that schedule and you chose the date. For whatever reason, you will take that exam during the time. The same rule we have said for those who have harsh work. If you think he cannot make it, then he break his fast. And you have to make up for that day, different that day. So the hardship bring ease as long as you don't use Allah's ease with some isolation to Allah. From glorifying Allah, you don't go to the extreme of being too extreme, nor to the other extreme. You have two types: people who are going, he will die, but he will not break his fast. Maybe he never broke his fast in Ramadan. But remember, the one who ordered you to make fasting, he's the same one that who gave you a break afterwards. The same book, same prophet. Some people, because they're not practiced this before, they find it amusing. And you'll find someone who could always give break for anything. So anything they call traveling, he will break his fast. Whether he's going to Afghanistan, that means he's going to break his fast and combine the prayers. So it cannot be too easy and it cannot be too hard. How about those who drive the trailers? They work all during Ramadan and actually work all the time. Most of those who come from overseas, uh, they can do a different days, and when you make up for the days, you don't have to make it like continuous days. You have 50 weeks in the year, make them 45 of Ramadan, and one. So if you fast 45 by 2, you could still do, even you have 3 different Ramadan. So when you make up the fasting, you could do it any way you want. It doesn't have to be coming one after the day. And Alhamdulillah, Allah Azza wa Jal, who made it this religion easy and did not burden us in this religion. The the religion of Ibrahim. May Allah inshallah enhance our knowledge, shall we continue on Thursday.